I want to find out who I am is a common theme amongst my clients. Clients say they aren't always sure about who they are. Whereas we can know ourselves intellectually, we can still feel an emptiness or a poor sense of self. We can spend our lives feeling disconnected from ourselves and the world around us. How does this happen? And how can we manage this? Well, we need to understand, first of all, that in life, we don't respond to the present moment. We respond to our past because we see the present moment through the lens of our past experiences and then unconsciously invite scenarios into our lives that reinforce our beliefs about who we are and the world around us. This unconscious process is often referred to as the law of attraction and is responsible for how we maintain old negative beliefs about ourselves. This disconnect we feel through our own negative beliefs about ourselves, many of which are unconscious. This can form a type of self-abandonment. We become disconnected from ourselves, and that disconnection is trauma. This self-abandonment was not your fault, but was the brain's clever way of surviving traumatic childhood events. Events that are then driven into your unconscious mind, again for self-protection. It's not what happens to you, it's what happens inside you, says Gabor Mate. So what do? We start to look outside ourselves to ameliorate the symptoms of our self-abandonment. We hide our uncomfortable feelings and obstruct our negative thoughts with addictions of various kinds. We then reinforce our negative view of ourselves with self-criticism, judgments, and comparisons. Even self-criticism can become addictive. Your addictive nature isn't your problem. It was a childhood attempt to fix a problem of emotional pain. As vulnerable children, we kind of had to decide to maintain our vital attachment to our parents, even dysfunctional parents, in order to survive. For example, the child can unwittingly begin to parent their parents and ignore their own childhood emotional needs. Find ourselves choosing between authenticity and attachment. We have to be who we believe our parents want us to be. When we are not loved growing up, we're going to work very hard to be liked as adults. Please everyone and never say no. We learn to push down our emotions to survive. Humans have an innate drive to be intimately and psychologically attached so that we will feel and be taken care of, which is synonymous with love, feeling loved. We also have a basic human need for authenticity, to be creative and expressive and communicate who we are, not based on old beliefs and defensive behavior, but instead to follow our gut feelings and ingenuity. We avoid taking up growth energy by dwelling on our past. Forgive yourself for your natural human imperfections. Understand you are a product of your parents' past too. Be more present. And when your past shows up, award yourself the compassion you deserve and never experience growing up. Regret is an emotional state that values the past more than the present, says Gabor Mate, famous therapist and physician. At the heart of all addictions is shame, ashamed of ourselves. And when we're ashamed, we tend to protect and hide, which is a barrier to self-knowledge. Ask yourself, what do you get from your addiction? A temporary relief from pain, plus a sense of control and calm. But why are these qualities missing from our lives? Ask not why the addiction, But why the pain? What made you suppress your emotions and allow the natural development of the self, yourself? Reconnecting with yourself means learning to sit with your emotions instead of running away from them. It means allowing the uncomfortable feelings to surface and meeting them with kindness and compassion. These feelings are not signs of weakness. They are echoes of the past and the parts of you that were left behind. By acknowledging and feeling them, you begin to reintegrate those lost parts of yourself. And it's also about learning to trust your own voice again. Many of us have spent so long trying to meet the expectations of others that we've forgotten how to listen to our own intuition. Authenticity is not about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about expressing your true feelings, desires, and boundaries, even when it feels unfamiliar or scary. When you reconnect with your authenticity, you stop living out old scripts and start writing your own story. And when the past shows up, and it will, meet it with compassion. Remember that you are no longer that vulnerable child. You have the capacity now to give yourself the care and understanding that you never received growing up. Regret, as Gabor Mate says, is an emotional state that values the past more than the present. When you stay anchored in the present, you can honour your past without being trapped by it. You are not broken. You are not beyond repair. The parts of you that feel lost or fragmented are still there, waiting to be reclaimed. They have been waiting for you to turn toward them with kindness, to invite them back into the wholeness of who you are. Finding your way back to yourself is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world taught you to forget. And that is where true healing begins. And if you'd like help finding yourself, visit my website and book a free discovery call, and let's see what's possible.